So far this year I've driven quite a few cars. I've driven old and new Hilux, old and new Fortuner, Mahindra, Nissan Navara Stealth. I even drove a 700 horsepower Jeep, and none of them have had the impact, and none of them I will miss as much as a car I'm going to show you now. This is the new 2020 Ford Ranger Thunder in 2-liter bi-turbo diesel specification, and it is probably, in fact, it is my favorite bakkie currently for sale in South Africa. Now you might be saying, Jock, you're a journalist, you're not supposed to have a favorite. I don't necessarily agree with that. I can look at which bakkie offers the best overall package in my opinion. And when you look at value for money, performance, off-road ability, styling, the Thunder specifically takes a cake. You might also be saying that the styling of the Thunder is not necessarily for you. That I will agree with. It is very Marmite. Some people like it, some people don't. Overall, I've found that most people like it. If you don't like the red, you can make it black. You can at least get a different style grille compared to the normal Wildtrak. The same goes for the red decal here on the side, on the sports bar, the roll hoop, whatever you want to call it. That can be taken off or made black. Badges can be taken off or made black. And then what you're sitting with is a Ranger with a slightly nicer interior. The Thunder sits in between Wildtrak and Raptor, and it's more aggressive than the Wildtrak in terms of the front fascia, but not as aggressive as a Raptor, which some people felt was a bit too much. But the Thunder hits the sweet spot. Again, if you don't like the red, just take some black vinyl and black it out. I really like the way it looks. It just gives it a bit of pop, a bit of color, and especially in this sea grey spec, it's a bit understated as a package, although the red just livens it up a bit. On the Thunder you get LED headlights, halogen fog lights, and LED running lights, which I should be able to show you now. On the side you get 18-inch Thunder specific wheels. This is a limited edition model and 3D model designation. Another feature that is unique to the Thunder edition, if I open the back, is, it's not electric but it just moved itself, I did unlatch it, is a roller shutter. I love roller shutters. Roller shutters are so much safer than just normal canvas or material covers. You can actually lock them, you can't cut them open, and you get a bin divider which just unscrews with two nuts, and you can then, if you want soft stuff here, your easy to access stuff, and then recovery equipment or something like that, you can put at the back and it won't hit into each other. And then to close it, pull on the strap, easy as that. It's got an easy lift tailgate. It really does make a difference. This is so much easier to lift than some of the other bakkies in the market. Interior wise, not that much is different from the standard Wildtrak and other Ford Ranger models, although you get this lovely red stitching and Thunder embroidering on the seats and red stitching on the seats and gear lever. As for some of the interior features, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which works with a cable, which I usually have a bit of a problem with. In the Ranger it's worked absolutely seamlessly. It's just plug and play, takes a few seconds to initiate, and bam, you've got Google Maps, Spotify, Waze. On the steering wheel you have your left hand display controls. This is phone and media controls. On the right hand side, vehicle information controls, cruise control. It has adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. Around the middle you've got your media controls, dual zone climate control, two 12 volt cigarette lighter sockets, 2 USB ports. You can have one for music, one for your phone. 4-wheel drive controls, parking sensors. It can parallel park itself, which is quite handy as this is quite a long vehicle. It will measure a parking spot and do the steering on your behalf, although you still need to modulate the brake. Traction control off, rear diff lock button and hill descent control. This is an automatic. It is the only gearbox you can get with the 2-liter bi-turbo motor. It's a 10-speed and it is probably one of the best programmed gearboxes in the industry. Under the bonnet, as I mentioned, this is the 2-liter bi-turbo. Power figures 157 kilowatts, 500 newton meters, and combined with that 10-speed gearbox, this car always has the power that you need. And not just does it have all the power that you'll ever need, it returns incredible fuel economy. On my 80-kilometer round commute to the office and back, I averaged 7.2 liters on 100, which to me is just blows my mind. Considering that it is a powerful motor, usually fuel efficient would go along with less powerful, but this is one of the most powerful engines in the class and probably some of the best fuel economy figures. Under normal driving, the 10-speed will actually skip gears. You can see that with a little gear indicator that pops up on the vehicle display, and when you pull away you'll see it goes from 1 to 3 to 5 to 7. In sport mode it will go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's crazy that there's 10 gears in this car. Obviously 7, 8, 9 and 10 are overdrive gears, but they help the fuel economy so much. On my commute I barely go over 2000 RPM, but I still have all the power I need. When I put my foot down to overtake something or to show a taxi that a Ford is faster, it just always delivers what you need out of it, which credit to Ford. For a little 2-liter 4-cylinder, that is just extremely impressive. So now on to the important part, off-road driving. I did use low range in 1 or 2 places. It wasn't really necessary, but I wanted to see how quickly it engages and what the gearbox response is to that. Dealt with everything extremely well, even with the Continental Cross Contact LXs on, which are more light duty highway terrain tires. But despite that, it had plenty of grip. The rear diff lock works extremely well. The traction control system manages wheel spin extremely well. Again, this is just a small test sample. This is just my experience with it. But so far, off-road, this is, for what I think these vehicles will be doing most of the time, extremely capable. Now, I'm not saying that you can't take this on a serious off-road trail. If you do something about the tires and take those side steps off, you definitely will be able to. If you use the plus and minus gear selector on the gear lever, it responds very well. It will still only shift if it thinks it can, that you're not going to bog the engine down or anything. But most of the time I had it just in normal plain automatic mode. Overall, it is a very competent off-road vehicle, even with these tires on, although I would, if I had to buy one, which I can't, but if I had to buy one, I would change them, even just to the normal Continental Cross Contact all-terrains. NVH, as I said, it's very quiet. It has enough engine sound that you can hear the motors working, but it's not intrusive or overbearing. It has just the right amount of noise. Comfort, the seats are a bit firm in the bum area, but the backrest is nice and supportive, even for a broader shoulder guy like me. It offers enough lateral support. Suspension, it's circumstantial. Both on and off-road, it's softer than the Hilux, in my opinion at least, and from my experience. A few other key off-road stats. Approach angle is 25.5 degrees, departure angle is 21.8 degrees, breakover angle is 18.5 degrees, the ground clearance with the side steps is 237 mm. It has a wading depth of 800 millimeters. Towing, unbraked 750 kilograms, braked 3,500 kilograms. That just seems to be the industry standard at this point. So then to summarize why this is at the moment my favorite bakkie. It looks awesome, but it's not in your face. If you don't like the red, you can do something about it yourself. It has more than enough power for any situation. I threw it at least for today and for the past 4 or 5 days that I've had it. Pricing, it is 787,800 Rand for the 2-litre bi-turbo motor. You can get it in the 3.2 as well, or in 2-litre with the 4x2, but obviously you want 4x4. So from the SA4x4 team, thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, comment down below if you have any questions that I perhaps didn't mention, and comment below what you think about this Ranger, what you think about the styling and as a package. Does it work for you? Doesn't it work for you? What would you change? Would you keep the red? Would you make it black or different color? What other color would you have gone for if it wasn't for red? Follow all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download our free app from the Apple App Store or Google Play. It's completely free and you get all the content as soon as we post it. Or just visit our website. There's also a download link for the app on the website on the bottom. As always, let us know which vehicles you want to see next and where you want to see them go. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers!